So Manon was removed from Katseye's new EP Wild. She was taken off Pinky Up, she was taken off Animal, and it seems like she was taken off the whole EP. Manon is currently on an indefinite hiatus, and no one knows how long this is gonna last for. If you're new here, grab yourself a coffee, grab yourself a snack. We're gonna get into some tea. Well, I guess coffee today. This is a series where we talk about the mistreatment of Manon and Katseye. All I ask is that you press the like button and subscribe, join the kingdom. This is part 2 of the series. Episode 1 covered one of their managers, Dream Academy, and Manon being left out of Gabriella. But Katseye has her new song called Animal that just came out, and allegedly it was wrote by Ed Sheeran. And I feel like all the icons know how much they love Ed Sheeran, specifically Manon.
Can we please get Ed Sheeran to surprise Manon? It will change her life.
I'm ashamed to say that I love Ed Sheeran. He is always breaking out into rhythm.
Manon? Wait, Manon?
Yes. Ed Sheeran.
She loved Ed Sheeran down, so I'm just really sad that she couldn't be a part of this era because of things going on with the Katseye girls. People are still trying to erase Manon's mistreatment in Katseye, and they try to say that she was treated the same as everyone else. And I feel like I know that that's not true. Like, Manon was heavily mistreated from being shown the least on TikToks, or even when they went to go see their Glossier billboard for their Glossier campaign where they collabed with this makeup brand. I think it was makeup. Was it? I think it was makeup, yeah. I think it was makeup or skincare. It was a mix of something. But basically, if you're unaware, all the Katseye girls got together, and one of their managers, who I will not name, but y'all can put 2 and 2 together, they went to go visit the billboard. But it just so happened that Manon was sick that day, and the manager and the Katseye girls went anyways. And you know, this would have been fine if they took the pictures without Manon, because listen, we get it. It happens. Someone's sick, take the pictures and go. But the way that the manager poses them to block Manon's face out of the pictures and have the girls sit there look beautiful is insane. Like, I'm not joking. Look at this picture, and you don't tell me that this does not look weird. You can't say that that's a little bit strange. Why do we have these girls stand like this and block Manon's face out of the pictures? Like, yes, Manon is sick, but that doesn't mean just delete her from the group. And you might be like, okay, but that's not mistreatment. Let's compare that to the other members. Megan was sick when they first debuted for a long time, and this is no hate to her, but when they took pictures, they never blocked her face out. They never ignored her. They never act like she wasn't there. They would talk about how they missed Megan and they were waiting for her to return. But Manon is sick, and you guys go and block her face. And by you guys, I mean management. Tell these girls to pose and block her face. That's a little shady. And it's just like, why not just reschedule it for another day when all the girls can go take a picture? Because the next day, to do damage control after they were being attacked, Hybe America and staff sent Manon to the billboard to go take solo pictures, do a solo TikTok while she was still sick. But she did not go with the Katseye girl. Considering that this billboard was in LA, they were in LA for a few weeks around that time, that they couldn't go from their studio to the billboard and take a quick picture within 3 weeks. You couldn't, but all of them can go out and do separate things. It just doesn't make sense. It was just very, very shady. I feel like this whole situation could have been avoided if they would have just posed with it and not blocked out Manon's face. Like, if I'm holding a picture of someone, I'm not about to just block someone's face. Say I'm taking a picture and I want to honor the billboard behind me and my girls are back there. I'm not gonna go, oh wait, let me block one of my girls. No, I'm gonna move so they can all see. So why couldn't they do that? I also feel like this is not the first time Manon has been covered and blocked. When we look at Katseye's debut, they had Manon in the back covered the entire time. I'm talking about performances down, music videos down. She was covered the whole time. And everyone in the beginning was saying, oh, it's because Manon's not a good dancer and she's not as talented as everyone else. But then we saw them at KCON LA and Manon is hitting those notes.
Manon was out dancing most, if not all of the members during debut.
Now, I'm sure I can't play the clip because of copyright music, but I'm gonna play the clip without any music playing and just see Manon is in the back and she's literally hitting those dance marks better than all of them. Okay, that part is opinion, but I feel like she's keeping up with everyone else. There's no reason she should be hidden in the back where no one can see her. And also around the same time, there was this baseless rumor that came out that said that Manon requested to be in the back because she wasn't as good as the others, or her dancing wasn't as good as the others. We're gonna clear that up today. That is all fake. We have no proof of Manon saying that. We have no proof of Manon agreeing to be in the back. We have none of this proof. That was just a rumor that started on Reddit and TikTok, and then all the Katseye fans just ran with it. They were like, oh no, it's not mistreatment. Manon wanted to be in the back. But Manon never said that. Because if that were true, Manon would have got on Weverse and been like, oh yeah, I wanted to be in the back, guys, sorry. It just didn't happen. And correct me if I'm wrong. Please leave it in the comments, correct me if I'm wrong. If you find a clip where Manon is like, no, I needed to be in the back, but I searched high and low for this, I could not find any credible source besides a Reddit or a TikTok comment that said, oh, Manon wanted to be in the back because she's not as good as others. And maybe I'll touch on this in a different video that's not Katseye related, but a lot of these rumors are started by faceless bot accounts. But I just feel like when you see an account with no post getting thousands of likes, just question the credibility for a second. I'm not saying all of them because I do know some people create burners to spill tea. I don't know if you guys remember this, but Katseye performed with Loefe, however you pronounce her name. I love her. I'm gonna put it on the screen right here. I'm so sorry. Out of respect, I'm not gonna say her name. I'm just gonna say Elle. When Katseye performed with Elle, Manon was not there. And everyone was like, why isn't Manon there? She's perfectly fine. Manon was not sick during that time. Now, allegedly what went down is the girls all on their off day went to rehearsal without Manon and they practiced for this. And then they went to the concert and performed with Elle. This is just very shady because why would Hybe x Geffen staff allow them to do this? This is also why a lot of fans think that the issue is not just a Manon and staff issue, it's a Manon and Katseye girls issue. Because if you guys all have this strong sisterhood, why would all 5 of you go and leave Manon out to go perform with Elle and not tell her, not include her? Manon found out the same way that that we do. Manon had no time to rehearse with them. She was not able to go perform with them. It just feels like it was not fair from the start. Ever since Manon went on hiatus, I noticed that there's a pattern. Like this year when she's on hiatus, she's made it a point to let us know that, hey, this is a forced hiatus. She constantly reminds us that, hey, I'm happy and healthy and this is out of my control. And I mean, even with her initial message, Manon told us that she was happy and healthy and sometimes things work out outside of your control and you just have to trust the greater picture. And recently when Katseye released their animal teasers, Manon posted a picture swimming underwater. And she didn't say anything, but I feel like that's Manon's subtle way of saying, hey, I'm happy and I'm healthy, because why would I be swimming underwater if I'm not healthy? When Hybe X7 put out that statement that, oh, Manon has to take a break for her health, everyone was so confused because we know that Manon is healthy. Like, yes, she may get sick every now and then, but let's say the real reason why Manon's on hiatus. Something is going down with them girls and you do not want to say it. Because if Manon was truly unhealthy, she wouldn't post a picture on her birthday saying that she's happy and healthy. It's also just so sad that the most popular and loved member is now being forced out of the group. And if we're being real, she's being kicked out and replaced for other people in the group that can't generate success like her. I mean, before Katseye even existed, Manon was pretty popular. A lot of us knew Manon because of TikTok. She used to do get ready with me's, beauty videos. She was literally like the face of a TikTok filter. She was very, very popular, and that's how Hybe initially found her. And speaking on Hybe X Geffen, I kind of want to give the background of how Hybe X Geffen works.
Whenever y'all blame Hybe X Geffen for the mistreatment of Manon and Katseye, I think we need to start specifying that it's truly just Geffen. Get your tea, get your snacks, I'm going on a little deep dive. For starters, we do know the basics of Hybe X Geffen. Hybe was more responsible for their training, for the concept developments, and getting them ready to debut. Hybe is also responsible for the global promotions, collaborations, big brand deals. Hybe is really the big machine behind Katseye, and after Katseye debuted, Geffen played more of a in-house role, meaning like the day-to-day stuff. Whenever they're in the States, they're mainly with Geffen staff. Well, Geffen / Hybe America staff. But obviously from Dream Academy, the show that we all watch, we know that Hybe spent a lot of money to get Manon in the group. Not directly by giving her just cash, but we're talking about flying out staff to her and flying her out to staff to be trained separately from the girls. Which is why when I was watching that show, I always believed that Manon was going to be in the group because Hybe wanted her in the group. It was mainly Geffen staff and Hybe America staff that weren't the biggest fan of Manon, but I mean, if you're scouted and you're simply that girl with star power, what can you do? So now that we understand the whole Hybe X Geffen thing, I want to look at Geffen's problematic past with girl groups. Geffen used to have a girl group called Girlicious, and in that group, Geffen decided to kick out the black girl because they wanted to go into a new direction and not be urban.
I'm no longer a part of the group. I'm no longer a part of Girlicious. You know, in a meeting at the airport, they said that they were looking for the group to not be urban any longer. And, you know, kind of urban, so.
And I think everyone knows what that means. Shortly after this member was kicked out, the group ended up disbanding, and then they left Geffen and tried to join a different label, but it just never worked out. Also, if you're wondering how this girl group even started, it's because Geffen had them on a TV show, similarly to Katseye. But I think the biggest difference in this is Hybe. Hybe is not gonna let Manon go. Hybe also is not just gonna let you do whatever you want and think it's fine. I think Geffen's staff, particularly the ones in America, underestimated the pool that Hybe has, especially when you think of all the money Hybe spent on staff to get Manon in this group and to get all the other girls in the group and to produce this show and push it out to the masses. Hybe has a lot of money they want to recoup out of Katseye. Personally, what I want to happen, at best, if Manon wants to leave Katseye, I believe that she will be able to. And if she wants to do solo career stuff, I believe she'll be able to under Hybe. I think Hybe America and Hybe Global have realized what Geffen staff is putting Manon through. I believe either the end goal will be Manon is going to join Hybe, or the Geffen staff is going to have some sort of switch around, meaning some Geffen staff and Hybe America staff will leave and other Hybe staff will just step in, or they will start to make a more diverse team to cater towards Manon. Because Manon went through a lot dealing with the Geffen staff. I don't want to say any names on the Geffen staff who treated her wrong or did badly, but it's readily available if you Google online. There's certain Geffen staff and Hybe America staff that dislike Manon, and they would call her lazy and say that she didn't work hard enough, and that's really damaging. But knowing all that, that's why I'm also not stressed about Manon being on a hiatus right now. Like, obviously, yes, I want her in the group, but this decision is not solely a Geffen decision. I know Hybe has Manon's back, and Manon is going to be good, okay? So whether Hybe and Manon want to do something solo, or Hybe and Manon want to go back to Geffen and put her in the group, Manon, you have my support. And y'all know I'm not the biggest Hybe stan, but Hybe, you got me over on this one.
But I do believe there's a little bit of issues right now in Hybe X Geffen, and they're not trying to let Manon leave the contract. The reason why I think it's important to separate Hybe from Geffen and Hybe America staff is because it gets a little blurry on what they do in Hybe America and /Geffen. Because Hybe America /Hybe X Geffen /Geffen staff has people like the lopsided bun, but it also has people like the president of Hybe X Geffen that loves Manon to death. They have the sister group to Katseye under the label. So there's a lot of good people there, but there's also some bad seats and very high positioning. Sadly, in order for Manon to leave Hybe X Geffen, Geffen, it seems like there's probably some approval that has to happen between both sides. And if we all watch Dream Academy, we know that that manager under Hybe's Geffen / Hybe America is not gonna let Manon go. Not because she wants Manon to thrive, but because she wants to see her suffer. Any grown adult that gets on camera and calls someone younger than her arrogant, lazy, and not nice when they're the opposite is just not gonna create a healthy work environment after the show. Even watching Dream Academy, I always knew Manon was going to be in the group, but as we saw the show, the Hybe America and Geffen staff were the ones that did not like Manon. Specifically one person. I mean, that one person did have a big spot in this documentary because she was their manager overseeing everything. And she's been promoted 2 times in the last 2 years, so she has more power over the company than ever. Meaning that if she wants to put Manon on a hiatus, she only has to check in with like the president of the company or someone else. And allegedly, as we know, Manon's hiatus, some of the Katseye girls also voted to put her on a hiatus. There's this knowledgeable creator on TikTok, her name is Jazz, and she talked about this and spilled a lot of tea about everything that's going on. But she said something went down with the Katseye girls and they essentially voted her out. Well, the Katseye girls and the lopsided bun manager.
Okay, editing Kyon here. Normally I don't get my information from TikTok pages, but the reason why I have a little bit of trust in this specific creator is because before Katseye's new EP came out, Jazz provided us with the names of the songs on the album. She also drew out what they would be wearing and outfits and how it would look. And then when the pictures of the EP came out, her drawings were identical to what was released. There was simply no way there was luck or it was a guess because she drew exactly what came out. And this was a long time before it was released. But as with everything, please do your own research and take it with a grain of salt. Let's continue in the video.
So now when this manager that has a big head and a lot of power goes to the president of Hybe's Geffen, oh, 5 of us voted her out, she has to go on hiatus. The president of Hybe's Geffen is kind of like, what? Okay. And they put her on an indefinite hiatus. Now Manon is having positive conversations with the team and they're working towards something, but the question is, what are they working towards? She's doing charity work, she's traveling and hanging out with her friends. She's already taken off this new EP that's coming out. She was removed off all the songs, removed off Pinky Up. They shot videos without her. These girls are literally acting like Manon does not exist. The only time these girls act like Manon exists is when the Hybe Geffen manager uses Sophia as a pawn. And before y'all start, I'm not coming for Sophia. Sophia is the leader of Katseye, and the leaders often have to speak on things or they often get scripts handed to them to speak on things. When they went on Apple Radio and they were talking about Manon, and they were saying how she's our sister forever and we love her, and we just want to give her this space so she can come back whenever, the door is always open. It was just so weird and fake because the door is not open. She's not your sister forever because you would never just blindside your sister. Would you block your sister's face out in a picture? Would you mistreat the only black girl in the group and force her on a hiatus for no reason? It just seems like they're all trying to do damage control now because they know something is going on. And let's not forget the recent times where Sophia came out and said that race has nothing to do with any of us in the problem. I'm paraphrasing, I'll put it on the screen exactly what she said. And I'm not even mad at Sophia because I know that the staff told her to say that. Once again, they're setting Sophia up because this does have a lot to do with race. When you have a manager that called a black girl lazy, unnice, and arrogant, and then you force her on hiatus, you show her the least on your TikToks and in the media, you sell a book where you call her lazy and selfish, it does have a lot to do with race. Because let's be quite serious, if Manon was any other race, she would not be treated like this. She would be treated better in the company. There should be no reason that Hybe Geffen even allowed her to say something about it has nothing to do with race. And quite frankly, your whole group's image is we love all of our ethnicities and how different we are. And then the next second you're saying that whatever happened had nothing to do with race. Not to mention, one of the girls' father is being proudly racist online. The same girl's father was talking down on Manon. The same girl's father who was also saying weird things about Lisa from Blackpink. So the girl's dad doesn't like Asian people or black people. And I'm not saying that that girl has to be like her father, but I'm just saying that there's too much racial stuff going on in this group to be like, oh, it has nothing to do with race. Some of this does have to do with race, which is why I started the series, The Mistreatment of Manon. Because there's no way all this stuff happens to the only black girl in the group, and we just have to sit here and be like, oh yeah, it's nothing to do with race. None of the girls get this kind of treatment besides Manon. I just want better working conditions for her. Like, at this point, that's all that I want. I know I probably said this will be a one and done, but I'm gonna talk about this again and again. Are you guys excited for Katseye's new EP? Are you still supporting them? I'm gonna listen to it. I'm gonna give it a try. Let's just pray for Manon, and I hope she can go solo or come back to the group. Once again, let's send no hate to the girls. I love the girls down. If you made it all the way to the end, thank you. I love you so much. Just make sure you like the video and you subscribe to join the kingdom. It's so nice seeing all of you come over from TikTok and all of you new people on YouTube just watching the full thing. I love you so much. Okay, I hope you enjoyed. I'm gonna drink my coffee. I'll see you guys next time.